Welcome back. This is the Javelina 100 presented by Hoka. I am Chris Warden.
I'm Andy Jones-Wilkins.
And we are now joined by someone who is becoming a regular here at this event, not only in the course, but on the couch as well. Anna Louden, welcome back.
Great to be here again. Ready for another party in the desert.
Awesome.
Right on. Well, Anna, here you are for now multiple years in a row, chasing a golden ticket, I assume. Is that right?
That's why I'm here.
All right. How's the training been?
It's been good. You know, it's really can't complain. I've checked off all the long runs, all the workouts, so we're ready to go.
Right on. Do you have like I think any experienced person out here at Javelina knows, you want to have a plan, but then you also have to be ready to pivot. The weather could be different than it is. Just give us a little bit of idea what your plan is as an experienced Javelina runner.
Yeah, I mean, really, I've got a plan for lap one, and that's to just stick with the group, whoever's in that lead group of women. I really just want to enjoy that loop, have a good time, soak up, sharing miles with people who have become such good friends with over the years. And then after that, yeah, I'm really not somebody who has, I don't study paces, even though this is probably, the easiest race to study paces. Mm-hmm. But just kind of listen to my body, be smart, run my own race, and get some extra energy every time I come back here. Yeah.
So 2 years ago, you ran the 100K, and you set the course record, which still stands to this point. And then last year, you moved up to the 100-miler. Still had a pretty good race, finishing, I think, was 6th. Mm-hmm. What did you learn in transitioning from the 100K to the 100-mile specifically on this course?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think in the 100-mile, it was remembering that there's going to be low moments and high moments, but just because one lap is hard doesn't necessarily mean the next lap is going to be harder. My first year at the 100K, I think I was a little spoiled in that it was just fun the whole way. And I honestly smiled the entire way and just had an absolute blast. Last year was a little bit more of a struggle. Definitely had some pretty low moments. Coming in lap 2, being like, how the heck am I going to do 3 more of these? But I did, and kept moving. So I think last year was learning, just stay optimistic, stay curious is a big slogan for me going into this year. Just stay curious about what the rest of the race can hold, because you don't know. A lot can change in 100 miles.
Right on. One of the hottest topics in the sport, probably in the 3 years you've been coming here, and the area where we've seen sort of the most changes and also the most variability is in nutrition. Mm-hmm. I think there's, everybody has an opinion on it. Mm-hmm. Everybody has something that works for them. Some people are certain what they know doesn't work for them. Yeah. So, as someone experienced on the course, what's your plan nutrition-wise?
Yeah, actually super exciting coming in this year. I just announced this week that I'm officially a GU athlete.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, I've been using the GU Roctane both years that I was here, so this will be my 3rd year. That's something that hasn't changed. That's always worked for me. Just really easy for me to get in a lot of liquid calories that year. But this year I've been lucky to work with the entire team at GU in this build, and even working with me on my heat strategy, my heat training, making sure that's dialed in, looking at the ratio of liquid carbs to carbs from gels. I'll do all GU liquid energy, and then GU Roctane, and been fortunate to try out some exciting new stuff that they have behind the scenes, some prototypes.
Are you allowed to talk about it? Are there any other flavors aside from that orange liquid one?
So the exciting part is that there's non-flavored stuff.
Oh,
okay. Kind of less is more. So a lot of the new stuff that I'll be using both in my drink bottles and as the gels is just a lot less flavor than people traditionally associate. So yeah, that definitely helps, and I'm mixing it in with some of the more fun flavors so that keeps things interesting, and I won't get sick of anything. So.
Well, that's perfect, because then if you get your golden ticket, that's what they have at Western States.
Exactly.
So you'll be all
Yeah.
set.
Well, no,
and of course, the president is on the board of Western States, the president of GU, Magda, great old friend of mine. So that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
great to hear.
I mean, Magda also happens to be my coach. So
Well, there you go.
Got
Tell her
her
I
in my
said,
corner
tell her I
as
said
well.
hi.
Yeah.
She's also a fellow hip replacement person. So
I think that's
soft spot
actually
in my
really
heart.
cool that, I mean, talking about the fact that they're coming out with unflavored things. Number one, you can, I guess, tailor the flavor to your needs. Number two, palate fatigue is a real thing. You know, have you ever had that situation where maybe late into 100, you're like, I can't stand another, like, insert fruit flavor here. You know, I mean, have you had that happen? And, you know, when that does happen, how do you combat it?
Yeah, I mean, I've been lucky that even the flavored goo Roctane, like, it is a strong flavor, but it's actually I've never gotten sick of it in a race. I've never had to tell my crew to, like, cut that off. I don't know. I guess it's just something about it. Your body's just like, this is what we're doing. But yeah, I've been fortunate that I've got a pretty strong stomach, and I kind of just like tell my crew what to hand me, and I don't even really think about it. I'm just like, all right, that's what they gave me. So yeah, hopefully, knock on wood, that will continue at this one. I'll just stick with the plan, but yeah.
On the mental side, and how do you stay so optimistic? I mean, I'm sure you've had some disappointments in the sport, but just seeing you compete over the last several years, especially, you bring an optimism and a glass half full aspect to everything you do. Even as you're saying, you know, when you've had disappointing races. I mean, is that something you carry over from the rest of your life? Is that just, do you find that that's just kind of who you are and you deal with it? Do you have to work at it? It's just a very interesting, because many of us runners are way more glass half empty and it's hot and my feet hurt and my stomach's trashed, and you seem to be on the complete other side of the boat than that.
I feel like for me, that's the only way you can get through 100 miles. Yeah, I mean, I honestly have said before that, like, I feel like my optimism and, like, my smile is my superpower. Yeah, like, it's funny you say that, because actually I had a moment after the race last year. Like, last year's Javelina didn't go like I wanted it to. It was a really hard day. You know, I wanted a golden ticket. But I'm looking at photos after the race, and I like had a moment of feeling guilty because I was smiling and I looked so happy in every photo. And I was like, you see these photos of other people and they just look miserable. And I'm like, dang, am I not pushing hard enough? Like, I thought I gave it my all, but did I not? But then, like, I was thinking about it more. I was like, no, I think that's the only way I finish that race is by continuing to smile. And, like, sure, there's probably moments out there, you know, at mile, like, 17 that I wasn't smiling. But anytime I see one of the photographers or my crew, I'm like, put a big smile on my face. And, like, even if you're faking it till you're making it, like, kept me going.
That's great.
So, Anna, the last couple years, 2023 was pretty warm. 2024 was insanely hot. This year, we're looking at highs that are going to be 12 to 15 degrees cooler than last year. How excited are you at the fact that, like, rather than looking at something that's going to be pushing 100, you're talking like mid-80s?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I feel like I don't really pay attention to the weather at all for this race because I know it's going to be hot enough where I'm packing my ice bandanas, I'm having my crew pour water on me, I'm not bringing my long sleeves or my gloves, so, like, I'm just going to plan to stay as cool as possible no matter what the temperature is. And then if it is cooler than expected, then I'll just be really comfortable. And if it's hotter than expected, then I'll be somewhat comfortable.
All right, time to geek out. I love this part of the interviews. Want to know, we've talked about your nutrition. So you're going with GU, both GU Roctane drink, GU liquid energy gels, some new prototype stuff. How about the rest of your kit, your shoes, pack or belt or handhelds? It's always a fun kind of exercise here at Javelina because everybody has sort of a little different approach.
Yeah. So for shoes, I'm super excited. I'll be wearing the Brooks Cascadia Elite.
Nice.
So I've worn that for a few races, and they're amazing. Like, honestly, it's like the first Brooks like trail shoe that I'm like, whoa, this is like seriously the best thing out there. They're super light. They kind of feel like a carbon-plated road shoe in that they're that bouncy and stuff. So I think it's a really good shoe for this course. Although people have been wearing them for everything from like a VK to 100 miles. So it's a pretty versatile shoe. But so I'll be wearing that out here. And then for my pack, I'm planning on doing a vest most laps. I'll be doing my Tantrums vest, which have been wearing that for pretty much every race since like Canyons last year. And
will you carry a liter? We have 2 500 milliliter flasks.
yeah, so
That'll be it. You don't no more
Yep.
than that, right?
Yeah,
okay.
2 500. One will be the Roctane, and one will be water.
Okay, yeah.
And then I'll actually just fill up one of the little like 150 millimeter flasks with my gels, like nutrition.
Got it, yeah.
Like the goo liquid energy will go in there. So pretty simple setup every lap. Like my crew just give me 3 bottles, the 2 big ones and the 1 small one, and that's all I need. And yeah, I'm excited. I think last year I was like working with Tantrums, and he was trying to get the light, like sand-colored vest ready in time for Javelina, but we didn't quite make it. So last year I was wearing the black version. This year I've got the light sand version, so optimizing on that a little more as well.
Any costume, any accessorizing or anything like that? Or are you going straight up?
Unfortunately, not this year.
Yeah.
It's kind of. I feel like I heard a lot of people like talking about my Nemo costume from last year, and I was like, man, I didn't realize people like remember that so much. Maybe I should have. Now I feel like I'm slacking this year, but I was trying to think of like if anybody's got a last minute idea with the Brooks blue and green, I'm open to suggestions. But yeah, I think we're just optimizing, stay cool this year.
Right on.
And whether it be Saturday night or Sunday morning, depending on how things roll this weekend, when all is said and done, what makes you happy as far as a race result this weekend? I mean, whether it be a certain time, a certain placing, walking away with a golden ticket, like what makes Anna Louden happy with how her Javelina 100 goes?
Yeah. I think like I mentioned earlier, a big mantra I've been liking this season is stay curious. And that kind of means just like the whole race, I'm staying curious about what can happen, and I'm continuing to compete, and I'm staying in it. And, you know, if I make it through all 5 laps, like mentally being in it, doing the best I can, staying curious about how much I can move up, just making sure I am competing every last step, then I think I can walk away happy with myself.
Okay.
That's great. That's exactly the answer I would have predicted from the relentlessly optimistic Anna Louden.
Anna, thanks for joining us here. Best of luck this weekend, and hope that you have the day you're looking for.
Cool. Thanks so much. Great to
Thank
see you
you.
guys.
See you out there.
We'll
All
be
right.
back with more.
We'll be back
after this.